everybody, welcome to Kat's Creations on Friday night at 5 p.m. on the West Coast. I want to welcome you guys to the start of your incredible weekend, and we're going to be making a burlap wreath tonight, which is perfect because a lot of people have been asking me for a storm door wreath, which means a wreath that needs to be about 4 to 6, it's about 4 inches I think in diameter between a front door and a storm door. So this actually is perfect, and you can take the bow off if you don't want to smush the bow, but like the wreath on the door behind me, if you just fold the bow flat, it still gives the appearance of it just like it is without having to have that 3D effect, so it'll still work for that 4-inch diameter. So who do we have?
Brenda, Audrey. Brendry. It was Brenda.
That's a combination of Brenda and Audrey,
it
right?
Is. Brenda, Audrey, Sharon, Joanne, Pat, Pam, Sandra, Lindy, Jan, Peggy, Sherry, Rick, Armona, Jane, Ward, hi Jane, Maribel, Carla, Dawn, and Faith.
Awesome. So you guys are super excited. So as you guys are joining us, give us a thumbs up. Let us know if the volume is okay for you guys. I'll go through the list of materials that you will need to complete this burlap wreath. Now keep in mind that your ribbon choices could be totally different. Your sign choices could be totally different. I'm just going with this because it's fall and I wanted to incorporate something with the burlap. I did the beach one last night just to see how well the 15-foot length burlap works. So you will need 2 rolls of 5.5-inch burlap like this, just the plain soft burlap that has no wires through it. You will need 30 feet lengths. Now sometimes Walmart will be out of them, and then you will have to get 15-foot lengths, and when you do that you'll need 4. So our Walmart, we have 3 Walmarts around where we live up here in the high desert, and all 3 of them have been out. So I actually went to Hobby Lobby because Hobby Lobby's Deco Mesh this week is all on sale for half price. So with these being $5.99, it's basically buy one get one free. So it's about $12 for just the burlap material, and all you're going to need when you create it is just your burlap in whatever color you want to do it. Whatever color ribbons you want to do your bow is entirely up to you. I picked out these fall colors because they go perfect with this sign, which I believe is an 8-inch round. Yes, an 8-inch round, which is exactly what I used on that one. When you finish your burlap wreath, it should be 18 by 18 or 18 inches in diameter, so the sign works perfectly inside.
Is that one of Lee's?
Yeah. This came from Personally Yours on Etsy. So
and Lee is watching.
And Lee is watching, which is awesome. What else? You will need a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame, and the only reason I prefer these over the other ones is because the width in between the rails is wider and it works better for the burlap. So if you go 16 or 18, it starts to get really thin as it goes wider. It's almost like somebody took it and stretched it, and when they did, the spacing between the rails is a lot thinner, so it'd be a lot harder to do. But you might only need 1 roll of burlap to finish it instead of 2. So like the bubble wreath, all we're going to be doing on our 14-inch wreath frame is we're going to be incorporating rails 2 and rails 3. So the inner and the far outer, we will not be doing anything with those. Our burlap will be such that it will be enough to overlap those, just like the blue one, that you can't see inside or outer of the rails. And when you flip it over on the bottom, it has a really nice finished look to it. So you will also need 4-inch zip ties. I go the 4-inch because you only need it to hold your burlap down at the start and the finish, and using it that small doesn't create it just keeps it kind of small and more finished looking at the end. If you can't find the 4-inch, go with the 8-inch or the bigger ones. Sometimes hand strength, you might want something a little bit bigger, which is totally fine because you can still take that. You're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be wrapping it and then snipping it off, and then that's it. So any questions you guys have on any of the materials before we start?
Everybody's still jumping on.
Okay.
Jan said she got her Halloween lantern swag and she loves it.
Awesome. Super excited for you. I know, I can't believe that.
Hi everybody for
Everything
just jumping
came
on.
quick. So I'm just gonna open up my burlap and get them ready for me. So I'm just cutting the little burlap papers off, because this is the way you will find them at Hobby Lobby. They're all in their little neat little packages. And this is 5.5-inch burlap, and these are 15 foot. Now if you guys get the 30-foot rolls, that's awesome. That's what I was able to use the first time I made one, which just makes it a lot easier. But like I said, I did it this way so that if you can't find the full rolls, that you'll be able to see, okay, well all I could get is the 4. How does she make the 4 work instead of the 2? Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, super, super simple. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing, and I'm just getting started first. So we're just gonna take the very beginning of our burlap, and I just kind of pinch it to kind of gather it all in one spot. So I have like the beginning confined, and I'm gonna go under one of the, I'm gonna go under the number 2 rail, and I'm gonna actually attach it just like this from the underside with a zip tie. So here's my little confined mess. I'm going under my rail.
I'll zoom in a bit.
And so it's like this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this over temporarily. Get my little zip tie going. So this is just gonna hold it so that while you're working with it, it doesn't pull out of where you begin. So once that's done, you will snip the end piece off. I'm gonna try to contain my mess today. And then when working with burlap, I know you guys have all heard the horror stories of the wreath maker who worked with burlap for years, developing respiratory issues because of the fibers burlap has a tendency of throwing into the mix. So as a precaution, I just get these from Walmart, and I just use them because the burlap, for me, having really bad desert allergies, this just makes things a lot worse. So no, I am not sick. There's no reason for me to wear a mask other than the fact that we're using burlap, so I would encourage you to do so. Walmart sells these in a pack of 5 for like 94 cents. So there's no reason not to. Okay, so I'm going under my operation now. So this will be fun. This is what my families used to sing. So, just like so.
So anybody who's following along, you guys should have a mask on.
You should. If you're working with it, you should. If you don't, go get a scarf, go get a bandana. It just helps confine the fibers. So, all you're going to do is take your burlap, the way that we have it positioned on the rail, is it allows us to kind of hold this up together. And all we're going to do is we're basically taking it like a fold on rail 2. You just make it really even and just push it forward, 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 push it forward. You're just gathering all that burlap, just like this, pushing it forward. That's all we're doing, all the way around the wreath, just like this. So that when it's laying, it's gonna lay really pretty. So you guys are probably like, oh my God, I was doing the in and out pull through with the twist kind of knot thing on the back. This is gonna be so much easier for you because I've done that one. I didn't like it. So you just keep pulling it through. As you get closer to the rail pieces, it does get to be a little challenging to pull it, but the fluffier you make it, the nicer it looks. So I just keep trying to pull my edges through, just like so. Keep scrunching, keep pushing, just like so.
So really, if you have to use 2 of those 15-foot rolls, you pretty much can get 5 feet in one section.
Something like that. I think, like when I did mine before, it's hard to say how many scrunches will get to each section. You can just tell when it starts to become a real challenge to pull your burlap through. It's probably time for you to jump your rails. So, just like so. I'm gonna probably try to squeeze one more in here, like so, and that's it. Now, when you jump your rails, it's going to be kind of a little awkward in the fact that you're going to kind of go over it, and then you're going to have to pull it back under, and you're going to have this little lopsided piece over here, but once you get it going again and get it all, I try to keep this as smooth as possible, like so. Once you get it up, get your wrinkles all out, just like so, and start scrunching. Start scrunching. And that's all you're doing in between your sections. So now you've got this big funky piece here. Just kind of pull from the other side until it's kind of all even.
Faith, can you do this with regular 5-inch deco mesh, or does it have to be only burlap?
I have not tried it with 5.5-inch deco mesh. I don't see why it wouldn't work, but you might be able to.
Just have to try it.
That would be interesting to see.
And Susan, yes, she's just going over or under rail 2.
Just 2.
So one, if the first rail is on the inside, rail 2 is the one just next to it.
Yeah, not the very inner one, the next one over. So I have it like in between 1 and 2, and then on the other side it's like between 2 and 3. So you're just squishing.
Yep, so she's just going underneath rail 2, that's it.
Yep.
She's evening both sides out.
Trying.
And then she's scrunching it.
Yeah. I try to hold them together so they're the same length as I'm pulling them up and pushing them through and just scrunching.
Yeah, when you get to that
Scrunching.
end rail, I'll do even more of a close-up, but you can show how you kind of go over the rail.
It's hard.
For the section.
And that was the interesting thing. Out of all the videos I watched, nobody would show how they conquered the rail. It would sound like it's some challenge. I just don't like how this is looking. So I'm going to kind of fiddle with this a little bit and kind of move it around.
So she's only put a zip tie at the very beginning, and that's it.
So, well, there's no reason to put any other zip ties here.
Until you get to the end.
Yeah, you're just packing all your burlap in to your rolls.
Dina said it does work with deco mesh. That's good.
Does it?
Yep.
There's another use for a 5.5 if you don't want to take them apart.
Yep.
So I try to pack them in there pretty good, as well as you can.
Hi everybody, just jumping on. Yes, you could use a couple different colors if you wanted to.
You could. I think on that one we did, it's like a light teal and a dark teal, and it's hard to tell. So, just...
Hi everybody, just jumping on.
So we're just squishing, pulling, and squishing. So I'm going to jump again to the next section. So here's where I'm at, just like so. So you go back underneath, like this, and you're going to pull it back up towards the top. I'm going to try to even these out as best as I can.
So it really just kind of wrinkles around this section.
It kind of does. And then you're kind of playing with it a little bit because there's a huge wrinkle in it, because you're trying to even up that one section. So it usually goes pretty quick. So it's just like this. And what's interesting is I like the quality of the Walmart Deca-Mesh, believe it or not Deca-Mesh, burlap better than the Hobby Lobby version. It just seems like the burlap is knitted closer together. This one's got a lot of holes in it, so it's a lot thinner. So my goal is to take, if I can, this entire roll of Deca-Mesh right here and try to get it all to fit in this section. And I think when I did the blue one, it went just a little bit over. So like meaning it went kind of in here by like, I don't know, 4 or 5 little scrunches or ruffles. So I'm just pushing.
People are asking how you could incorporate 2 different colors. If you just wanted to have like a lighter burlap and a darker burlap, or...
I think the technique would have to be a little bit different. Like if you wanted to incorporate 2 different tones, you could go
on like rail 3 and 2 or something like that, and do double it up.
You'd want to. I'm fixing this one because I don't like how big and bulky this one section is. So I'm just kind of shrinking it down a little bit. And that's all you're going to do is just kind of play with your ruffles all the way through. My goal is to try to get the rest of this in here, which I should be able to do. But 2 different colors using this technique would be really difficult to do, because you could do 1 color on the inner and then 1 color on the outer. But there are other methods using burlap that would allow you to do that, which is like the pull through. And this is not that method, but there are other ones that would allow you to do that. So
Tony Powell said, first time here. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
She said, how did you start it? So
I'll show you when, because I'm going to finish this last roll and then I'll have to start the next one. So my goal is to try, I'm just pulling this all in to see where my end is, so I can take these and try to scrunch them forward. So I have an end here. So the starting is going to be relatively similar to the finish in that, I can't do this now. Ugh. It's hot.
yeah.
It's hot talking inside that. So flipping this over, I'm going to pull back my, my ends, because then I'll just refluff them. So I'm going to take my ends and I scrunch them just so that they're contained, and then I'll show you also what the back looks like. And then stick them again between my rails on rail 2. So I'm going to go up. Baby pipe cleaners or zip ties are just, they're challenging. I'd rather work with the bigger ones, but I just like this because I'm matching my burlap together. So I just put it like this as a zigzag between my rails. So if I'm on rail 2, like my starter, I just put my pipe cleaner, my zip tie diagonally through them and hold it so that the rail keeps it from moving, so that it's not just around a single rail, so it can move this way, if that makes sense. So I've done it here so that no matter what I'm doing, block under the mask, no matter what I'm doing, it won't allow me to pull all this back through. So just like so. So I'm about halfway through.
So Denise, she's got a 14-inch wreath frame.
I like it because they're bigger. The spacing is bigger for this type.
And it takes her two 15-foot rolls.
It would normally only take me 30, but Walmart has been out of the 30-foot rolls up here. So I have to use 215 to get me through it. Now if you guys are doing it live, just keep going. Just all the way around till you end. And then you're going to secure the end with your zip tie. Because there's a lot of people who did find the 30-foot rolls.
And for this one, you only need to go around once, right?
Huh?
You're only going to go around the frame once.
On this rail, yeah.
Yeah. And then you're going to jump to rail 3?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what some are asking. So you are going to go around twice.
I am going around twice, but I'm starting right where I am.
On rail 2.
Yes. So I'm going to do this one. Get my zip tie through here. Go around. There it goes.
So Pam, right now, she basically folded the burlap behind rail 2, and then she's just scrunching as she goes. Mm-hmm. She's going all the way around, and then once she finishes rail 2, she's going to go to rail 3 and fold it underneath rail 3 and then do the same thing over again.
And see, this is what it looks like from the back side. So this is all those scrunchies and ruffles going all the way through. So it does create a very nice finished look on the back.
Right. So on the back side, you can see that you cannot see rail 2.
No, you can't. It's
right.
covering rail.
It's covering rail 2.
Right. So now I'm just going to continue doing the exact same thing as I spliced my burlap together, and just continue to pull it up and scrunch it. The only reason I hold them together is to make sure that my ruffles or scrunches are about the same.
Faith, yeah, so you could use a second color for round 2, and the second color would be on the outer portion of the whole wreath.
Correct, if you wanted to. Which is kind of what we did on this one. We did a darker teal on one half, and then did a lighter teal, and then on the outside we did a lighter and then a darker to blend the colors.
So Donna, she's really, once she gets all of her scrunches on one section and she's about to go to the next one, she really just kind of wrinkles it around the next section and then pulls it through, evens up both sides, and then just starts scrunching again.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, because I'm getting to that section where you'll tell. You can only get to where you can only get so many ruffles. I mean, you can only pull so much in through a section, and then you're like maxed out. You can't put any more in there no matter how hard you try to fluff and pull them. And all these will refluff at the very end.
So yeah, she basically took the 5.5 inch and she took one side and she put it underneath rail 2, pulled it back up through the other side, and then she evened it up.
See, like right now,
right?
I'm at the end. I can't really put any more in here because it's going to pose a challenge. I can only shove so many ruffles in a section. So you're going to kind of pull it up, and here's your rail. You're going to go around the other side, and you're just going to pull it up. So it looks just like this. You even it up, and then you just start squishing again.
Squishing again.
Yep. That's all you do. And out of all the YouTube videos, nobody shows you how to get through the rails.
Got it, Donna? Yeah, she said thank you.
Yeah. It's kind of weird at first, but once you practice going through 6 of them, you get it down pretty good.
Kind of, yeah. So one roll, we'll do 3 sections of one rail.
15 foot.
For 15 foot. If you have a
30
foot,
it'll go all the way around.
Right.
Exactly. So don't worry, like, as you start to get kind of, oh my God, I'm going to run out. No, you won't. You'll have just enough to finish. Just enough.
And Denise, yes, Kat will wash her hands after she's done handling the burlap.
I do. And I'll wipe down my whole board because they'll have fibers everywhere.
Donna said she just made a 4th of July version of this using navy blue, red, and the natural burlap. That'd be pretty.
That would be pretty. So I'm just fixing some of my sections that I don't like. Just trying to get them all in there. The challenging thing is just keeping your burlap even. And like I said, the Walmart version is nicer than this Hobby Lobby version.
It's softer.
This one just has the holes between the burlap are really, really thick. I'm like, what fell?
Teresa asked her interesting question. If you used a 10-inch burlap, could you go around rails 2 and 3 and just go around once?
Maybe.
Maybe. Try it, Teresa.
Yeah, there is no harm. Like, for me, I was just looking, I have 3 custom orders that I had to work on for a customer who wanted what's called a primitive wreath, which is basically burlap. So I'm at the end. I have enough. I can make this one work.
Denise, I've already done a live, made a Father's Day fishing wreath.
Yeah, you have. Steve can do them. We've all seen it.
Lisa said, could you use double layer or 2 different burlaps?
You probably
One
could.
round. Do you think it would be too much to scrunch?
I don't know. It would probably depend on the thickness of your burlap.
Yeah.
So I'm going through my last rail right now to show you what we're going to do after this. You know, the amazing thing is there's not that many people out there who are trying it. So all the questions you guys are posing, great questions, just try it. Like Steve says, you know, you'll either succeed or it won't work out the way that you had planned. So you just keep going. Try something different. You know, people are like, well, could you use this? The only thing I would strongly suggest is that if you get painted burlap, this method probably will not work. It's just too hard.
Stiff, yeah.
It's too stiff to bend your burlap through.
Oh, good job. Jane said she made a red burlap wreath for Valentine's Day using a heart wreath. That'd be pretty.
Yeah, it would.
Denise said, I just love watching you, Kat. You're so professional. You take time to explain.
I'm trying.
Oh, Darlene, she said, I tried this method on a square form and got so frustrated at trying to bridge the rail that she gave up.
Just play with it. Like for me, I can almost tell where all of my sections are, but at the very end, when you get the other piece in here, you won't be able to tell it all. So it's just a matter of getting them all bunched in together.
So what you see that it's creating ruffles, all she's doing is pushing it
into
She's pushing it
section.
into itself. Yeah,
Yep.
pushing it into itself, and it creates its own ruffle.
Scrunch.
So she's basically scrunching it. Yep.
Yep. Pushing it. Pushing it. Trying to get this last little piece in here.
Susan, you know if it's painted, it'll be a lot stiffer. It'll be really stiff burlap.
Yeah, a lot of us gave up doing burlap wreaths after Joann's put their patriotic painted burlap on sale. So of course a lot of us went out and bought it, and then we tried to do burlap methods, any burlap method that we felt comfortable with, and it just did not want to work at all.
And pretty much any other color that you see than the natural brown color, it's going to be painted.
Yeah, and this is where you can kind of, if you need to trim up your burlap, you can. And see, right now you can't even tell where I just ended that at all. But I will go back in and add that last little piece. So this is what it looks like when you have successfully completed pushing. All you're really doing is taking it and folding it on one rail and just pushing it all on the rail. Just push it through the section. So you see me holding it, I'm just pulling, 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 and just getting it all to fit in that little section. So now I'm going to go back under and secure the other edge really quick. So it gets really difficult when you can't tell where your end piece was.
Denise, you can find that video on her YouTube page, just under the Father's Day wreath.
Oh, yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's under the fishing wreath. I think it says Gone Fishing.
Teresa said, I've learned so much watching you. Thanks for all the info. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. So.
Hi, Yvonne. She said, just got here. Going to watch the beginning. I have so much burlap. Wasn't sure how to do it simply.
Oh, this makes it so much easier. So I'm going under my rail form.
Good job, Jan. She said, I tried this method. I used 2 different colors and it looks awesome.
Yay! Share pictures.
Yep. And Shirley and I said, I tried it, was also pleased with the results. The biggest concern was how to add flowers and etc.
Oh, the embellishments that go around the outside?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull these back up and fix where my ends were. Just like so. So that finishes off our initial roll. And if you have some, like I said, that are just kind of wonky, they're too big, what I find is if I put my finger through and kind of walk the excess through, it kind of allows me to know where to pull it, and it's always going to be in those rail sections. Okay, so what questions do you guys have on that technique? Just on that section.
I think a lot of them are just watching and learning right now.
This
Especially
is so much
to
easier.
The third rail.
Yeah, it's so much easier than, and I've done the pull through method where, wow, I just didn't want to go, where you take it and you kind of gather it like you're doing it the same way, but you're doing it like this, and you're going through like the rails are going underneath here, and you're having it like threes and then squishing.
Right.
This one works better for me. It just goes much quicker, and I'm not struggling with the
folds.
The folds as much. Now for me, when I'm adjoining the the pieces, I'm not going to start and end them on the exact spot that I am. I'm going to start and end completely opposite when I do my outer rail. It's just because I've gone one in and one outer for my start and finish. So this one, I'll actually start here. And like Steve says, on this one, we're going to be doing rail 3. So we're actually going to be going neck and neck alongside that deca mesh. So it does get a little challenging pushing it in. So always make sure I'm looking at how I'm doing it so I can get my starters going. Because I find if you get your start not going in the right direction, it becomes a little bit more difficult to pull them through.
Yeah, Donna, so the burlap, when you start to mess with it and play with it, it starts releasing all the little burlap fibers, and it's not good for your lungs.
To inhale it.
Yeah. So you really want to wear a mask when you're cutting or playing with burlap.
Or if you have allergies just in general, to anything, like we have horrible dust allergies out here, and you can't see this, but there's little fibers flying everywhere, and taking those in. Now keep in mind, the wreath maker did it for years. So doing it once is not going to pose a health challenge. You just don't want to get into the habit. I know that if I was to do this without the mask, I would be all itchy and sneezy after this, just because of the burlap fibers. So I'm just taking that precaution. So now what we're going to be doing is the exact same thing. Let me show you where I'm at.
Shirley and Donna said that there was a video from Debbie, from Debbie's Wreaths and Things about 6 months ago.
Yeah, I think that's been around through all the wreath makers, you know, people who've gotten into wreath making.
Yeah.
So again, we're just doing the same thing, only now, I know it's kind of hard to see, we're doing the exact same process, but now on rail 3. So it's going to be right next to, and this is where you need fatter rails or spacing between the rails, so that we're going to do the same thing on rail 3, so that it's going to create that edge, the fluff, to the outside. So like right now, we have fluff to the inside. If we were to stop here, which you could, but you're gonna see that the whole rails 3 and 4. You can see them from the side. If you try to poof them out to cover it, then you're gonna see the rail number 2 all the way through. So what we're doing is thickening it up. It's actually gonna add some weight to it. By the time you're finished, it'll be about 3 pounds, 11.8 ounces or something like that to ship. So just shy of 4 pounds. So now I'm gonna do the exact same thing.
Yes, so now you're going to the outer rail.
Outer rail, so I'm working on rail 3, right alongside what I've already done.
It
So
does
like
look pretty
right
right
here.
now, right?
Yeah, it looks really good. Once you add that other one, it's gonna really thicken it up.
So
So,
Loretta, she just finished rail 2. Now she's going to rail 3.
yep. And this one becomes a little bit of a challenge because you're working with the burlap you've already laid there.
Yeah,
Keep
Mona said it
knocking
looks
this to
good with
the-
just one time around, but it looks better with 2.
It looks better with 2. Trust me. So, you're just pulling it to the outside.
Brenda, go take a rest. She said, I'll finish watching later. She just mowed the grass for 3 hours and
What?
swept an hour. I'm tired and
Oh,
sleepy.
Lord.
Good night, Brenda. Get some
Yeah.
rest.
Okay.
Donna said, Kat, I saw one-sided printed fall burlap at Joann's. If you use that, would you ruffle printed side up or down?
Oh, that's a good choice.
Interesting.
Because when I did my burlap, the painted patriotic one that I did with, it was blue with white stars on it, I did it print side up. So the wrong side was underneath. But that's what worked for that one. So this one will just be a little bit of a challenge because you're working next to what you've already done and you're trying to
Hi, Connie. No problem.
lay it flat.
So are there any of you that are going along with Kat and doing one right now? Chime in and
There
let us
were
know.
some people who were. I just wasn't sure who. Who had and who wasn't. So like I said, it'll be the last. This row will be your challenge. Because like when I did it on the blue end, it just took me a little longer. But at the end, the result's worth it. So you just can't go as fast because you're working with the burlap on the inside and you don't want to pull that through. And I'm just about done.
Lenore said she's doing one. Libby said she's doing one. Don
There's
said
a
she's
couple
doing
people
one.
that were like, okay, we want to do it with you. Tell us what to get.
So are you gonna hold it up like that when you do that last rail, or are you gonna do it on the mat?
Like that.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Well, you were holding it up. I thought you were gonna continue to
It's
do it like
easier to slide it along the rail because I can take this and push
that.
this
Rail
down.
2. Gotcha.
So all I'm doing is pulling it up through here. It's just easier to hold it up and slide it. Because this side's all bunched.
Susan said I copped out. Gonna do
You
it tomorrow.
copped out. What?
Hi, Charlotte. Jean said she's doing tan on the outside and aqua burlap on the inside.
Oh, very good.
That'd be pretty. Yep.
Okay. Going up and over. Gotta stuff it in.
Brenda, no, this is not the private group, so you can share it to your page.
Yes, share. You're good. You can share to your heart's content. Sometimes it's taking your hand and pushing your deco or your burlap through so it's easier. And then just scrunching. It's just getting around the rails.
So Sandra and all the women that are new, if you share this, it'll actually share to your page, and then yes, you can just go back and watch it from the beginning, and you can see how she ties it on at first with a zip tie, how she goes through rail 2
It's
first,
just easier to do it this
and
way.
then moves over to rail 3. You guys can.
It's just easier to pull it. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm just sliding it.
Yep. She's working on rail 3 right now, and the burlap is between 3 and 4.
Yeah. And then I gotta get this one back through.
I think it's easier for them to watch it as you do it like that.
I know. I'm just trying to get, and it likes to pull back out of the rail. So.
Hey, we have another Kathy Smith with a C.
What?
She said, first time watching, I'm going to try one. Good for you, Kathy.
It's super, super. Like I said, once I discovered, I was like, oh my god, this is so much easier than the pull-through method with take it, twist it, flip it. I'm like, I could just never figure that one out either. So this one just looks nicer. To me, it looks fuller. Okay. Up and over. And then you can just re-scrunch as you need to. Again, going back over.
So if you guys are all doing this for the first time, if you have a 30-foot roll, one 30-foot roll will do
the whole thing.
the whole thing on rail 2.
Or rail 3.
Or rail 3. So if you're doing 2 rails, it would take 60 feet total.
Yeah. It is hot. That's the one thing you'll notice is, oh my, it gets hot.
Yes, Denise, that's right. She the first one she did between rails 2 and 3, and now she's between rails 3 and 4.
Yep. And you just scrunch. So it's just trying to get them ironed out, like, because there's always like this funky fold when you're trying to go.
Oh, Charlotte, hope you're feeling better. Take something for that migraine.
Ew, migraines
Have
are
a good
nasty.
night.
Yeah, not good.
Loretta, try it. She said, I wonder if I could do this with mesh 5 inches for a snowman.
You probably could. I think that there would be a ton of fraying though. This is the only thing that I would remotely worry about. Is how much fraying would there be? I know, I had that one section going really good. The thing is to keep your burlap from twisting.
So, gals too, what you could do is, because Deborah said I have wanted to do one making or using 3 colors, but you had to cut and ruffle. You could do the same thing with your burlap. You could cut it in each section and do different colors in each section.
You could. You could do that. So I'm just, again, starting my next rail. So pull it all the way through to get over the hump.
For this one, you would need 60 feet total.
Yes.
2 30-foot rolls or 4 15-foot rolls.
Yes. So push.
Yeah, Gloria, 60 feet total.
Yes. So if you get your burlap at Walmart, they'll be on 30-foot rolls. And you can buy them that way. I'm doing the old Hobby Lobby because all of our Walmart burlap were out. I'm wondering if it was because of June weddings.
Carla said I bet you could do it with snowball mesh.
You probably could. I would just think that there'd be a ton of fraying.
Never know. Try it, Carla, and post pictures.
Exactly. Okay. Almost through. So I'm trying to get to my 3rd section here. Sometimes it just goes right into the next one.
Connie, in each section, she just keeps scrunching and pushing it in.
Yeah.
So it probably is averaging out to about 5 feet in each section.
Yeah, I don't have an exact measurement.
Yeah. She's not measuring it. She's just scrunching
sometimes
until...
I'm thicker in one area, especially when you try to navigate through your rails. So you can see how much more thicker it is. So this is it with 2. This is it with 1. So you really, really want to finish it. That's the way I say it. Just finish it. Wow, this one's like a funky roll on this.
Is it? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which is probably why I've been fighting the deco, or the burlap. Because it's not smooth. So I'm at my rail. So I'm just going to go to the next section.
Yeah. So is this your last section?
No. Well, technically that should have been, but that's why I said sometimes it's not an exact science. Like when I did that one, I wound up with extra on both sides.
Gotcha.
So I'm just making that transition, trying to make it look pretty. Go all the way down.
Yeah, Faith kind of makes sense. She said it shouldn't fray with deco mesh because the frayed ends would be secured with zip ties and the outside edges would be at the top.
Yeah, some of the deco mesh though, it's not a perfect seam on the end. It's got like little teeth.
Yeah.
And if it did, then that's where you're going to be, when you're pulling it next to the existing one, you're going to have some challenges there.
Try it, Faith, and if you really like it, post it. Post
Exactly.
a picture. Yeah.
There is no right or wrong way.
It's all about learning from each other. None of us are the total pro.
Yeah. Total pro, I think, comes just from years of doing it and figuring out what works, what doesn't. See, this one seems like I'm going to almost get 4 sections in this one. Just scrunching, scrunching, scrunching. Yeah, it is. So it must have had extra, is the only thing I can think of on here. So, trying to get to my end.
Lisa, yeah, this is really primitive.
It is. But it looks cool though. I like it. And I'm trying to get to my end, which is right here. Where's my end?
Roberta, she started with tying the burlap to rail 2 and then she's got it folded over rail 2. So she's over rails 2 and 3, and then on the second one, when she's finishing up now, she's folded over rail 3 in between rails 3 and 4.
Yes. So now I will take this end and confine it with a zip tie. Forgot these guys. Zippy zip tie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And once she finishes, she'll show you the back of it.
Yeah. Let me get it confined here. Oh, come on. Baby zip ties, man.
Hi everybody, just jumping on. Hi Mary, yeah, no problem. You can always go back and watch the replay from the start.
That's what it looks like for now. So I'll come back in and trim off the excess burlap, but you can barely see my start and end points. So that's what the back generally will look like. So this just completes that outer edge all the way around. And this does not have it, so I have to go from here to here. Look, I almost made it. Almost. Wow, that's crazy, babe. Look.
Yeah.
Almost made it. I only have here to here to go.
Wow.
What a shame. Yeah. That's on a 15 foot. So that one must have come with just a little bit more.
Extra.
Yeah. So I need to really confine this one. So last little section. That's just how it turned out.
Yeah, Donna, yes, it's basically the first row is over 2 and 3.
Yep.
Or between 2 and 3. Janice said I'm sweating and I'm not even making anything.
Oh, let me tell you, putting that stupid mask on, but it's worth it. I mean, that's what Steve's like. Are you wearing your mask? Yes, I am.
Hi, Marty.
Okay.
Maribel said that she had to start all over again. It was too loose.
Oh,
Is anyone else sweating?
So are you wearing a mask with yours?
Yeah, hopefully.
Like I said, it's not detrimental to do your first one, but I will show you all the fibers that are left. So last section. Ugh. I don't know how surgeons do this. I would just be like, I am done. So done.
Simple. The rooms are about 64 degrees.
What?
The rooms in the operating table are about 64 degrees.
Yes.
They're super cold.
So, again, it's funny I wrapped the wrong section.
Carla, do we have an at-home store around us?
They're putting one in. We're getting an at-home stove.
Are they?
Yes. That's that.
But is there one down close to like in Rancho or?
Maybe. Why?
Maybe. So they have Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas out.
Ooh. I'll have to check that out.
Carla said that, yeah.
I will have to check that. And it's funny, if you guys notice I'm going this way, it's because I should have started here and went that way. So I'm going backwards. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just filling the section, which is weird because now I'm all backwards.
Sharon, she's wearing a mask because anytime you're working with real burlap,
And it's real.
when you start playing with it, it loosens a lot of fibers up, and those fibers are not good for breathing in and for your lungs. So that's why you should always be wearing a mask when you're working with fiber or with burlap.
Yeah, you should. And it's different because, like, when we're working with the burlap jute, it's an imitation burlap. But
Right.
if you find that the fibers bug you working with it, wear a mask. I think I'd rather wear a surgical mask than this thing.
After working with it for a while, you can kind of tell there's a sting. Your eyes sting a little bit, and you can tell.
Yeah. So now I'm just making sure this section's fluffy enough for me. Okay.
Yeah, you can tell a big difference with how thick it is now.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I'm going to cut because I've reached the end. And then I will find the other. So let me pull this all the way through. Man, that's been challenging to do that extra row. Go. There we go.
Bandana could work, but the mask really helps you from breathing in all the fibers. It just gets hot underneath it.
Very, very, very hot. Okay. I am done. So last zip tie to confine my final mess.
Hi Gail Falk, she said hi, I joined late, not feeling good today. I hope you feel better.
Who's this?
Gail Falk.
Aw, hope you feel better.
Gail Sela's on too.
Yeah, she went to physical therapy today.
Yep.
Okay.
And Vi is on. Hi Vi.
Where is she today? Yeah, she was in San Francisco.
And Shirley said it looks so much nicer with the 2 rows of the burlap.
It looks, yeah, I agree. Okay, so there's that one. And I try to take the pipe cleaners and just the edges, push them down. You can come back in and clean up.
Yeah, Lisa, so the second row did not take a full 30 feet.
Yeah, it was
Kathy
just
thinks
weird.
one of the rolls probably had some extra burlap on it.
Because
So
it was rolled weird. Okay, so then you get to play and make pretty, but in all honesty, it looks amazing the way that it is. I wouldn't do anything else with it. So this is how much I had left. Just because the way that one was rolled, I think that it just had a little bit more on it than it should. It's not that I rolled a little less, because it's still just as full as it should be. So let me really quick wash my hands.
yes.
Wait, just really quick. And I'll do this. So we move this to the side, and this is what you don't see. These are all your...
Yep, Susan. Don, yeah, pinch the nose a piece around tighter and it should help you with the breathing around and not letting your glasses fog up.
Yeah, because it does. Because I was thinking if I did it with glasses on, it would fog up my glasses.
That's what the little metal piece is for at the top of your nose bridge.
So there's all kinds of fibers that you don't see. So there's that. I think I got all my pieces confined. Okay, now we're going to add our sign. So we've attached our business card to the back. We're going to pop some holes in it.
If I said they're on their way to Carmel by the Sea or Carmel on the Sea.
Okay, you need to seriously eat at a
traffic
restaurant called the Hog's Breath Inn. So look that up on Google. It's Clint Eastwood's restaurant. They have amazing food.
Denise, when she finished it, she zip tied around the burlap to the last rail.
Yeah, I had to do it on a lot.
You didn't go through the burlap, you went around it.
Huh?
You went around the burlap.
Yeah, because if you go through it, this stuff is so thin, it would probably pull right out. So I popped 2 holes in it, top and bottom, so that I can attach my sign. These are with Beadsmith 1.5 millimeter metal hole punch. So it's just like punching holes in paper. There's no like, you have to have like huge amount of hand strength to pop your hole. It's just like punching a hole in it. And then I'm going to add...
technically Denise, she can and kind of probably should be still wearing the mask even though she's putting the sign on.
I'm not touching it.
Not right now.
I'm not really fluffing the fiber. Nah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But it's funny if you look at this. It's like covered.
So Holly, it either takes 2 60-foot and you don't go through the whole thing but you get close, or 4 15-feet rolls.
So I'm putting my pipe cleaners on my sign, and I'm trying to match it to the burlap because that's where it's going to be attached to. So I'm just putting my pipe cleaners through, just like this. You could use floral wire if you prefer. I just find that this works perfectly, and you'll see that our sign will go in here just... It was like it was made for this wreath.
Wow, Anita, I hope you feel better. She said she was working with some burlap this week and eyes started itching and burning. She had to take a shower. She's been sick since.
Really?
Hope you feel better. Yeah, make sure you wear a mask.
So I'm only doing this because I'm going to put my sign through the burlap, just like so. So I'm taking my pipe cleaners, and then you know how we went through rail 2?
Mm-hmm.
We're going, because remember we have our inner rail and our outer rail that we did not use. Mm-hmm. This is where we're going to attach our sign. To the inner rail, to rail 1? To rail 1 on either side of a weld mark. So then our sign won't slide. And you don't want to pull it too hard because you don't want it to indent in. I like it to kind of just sit right on top.
Loretta, the hole punch is on Kat's.
It's on the Wreath Making Supplies.
It's on her Wreath Making Supplies and Kat's Creations, and it's from Amazon. In fact, she's even got her own Amazon page. It's Beadsmith 1.5 millimeter hole punch.
So again, going through, just right here, through rail 1, as you guys can see. I'm just going right through rail 1.
If I said she'll do that, thanks for the recommendation about the Hog's Breath Inn.
It's Clint Eastwood's restaurant. That's what you can tell Rob. We're eating at Clint Eastwood's restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
It's all you could. If you're walking through downtown Carmel, you'd almost miss it.
Lisa said they have a Hog's Breath Inn in Key West. They love it. I wonder
really?
if it's the same. Could be.
Could be.
Linda, it's an 8-inch sign from Personally Yours.
Yeah, I'm just tightening it up because I wanted to pull it down a little bit more.
Santa, she said, hi from Penny Hills. Callie just found you. Santa, we're in Victorville.
Yeah, we're not that far from you.
We're neighbors.
So then I just lightly take my burlap. Here's where we're playing with it a little bit. And I'm just pulling it up around my sign so it nicely frames this. Just like that. And now we're gonna make a bow. Wow. Okay. So what do you guys think so far? Pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
It actually is. It looks really, really nice. So, I'll set that to the side.
Yeah, like I said, we got the sign from Personally Yours, the hole punchers from Amazon, called Beadsmith.
I'm not sure I want the orange. I brought all these colors out because I wanted a fat 2.5 inch. I think I want the plaid, but so you need ribbon choices, right? I'll take a look at this one compared with this one. It might be the wrong shade of orange. I'm thinking.
Hi Angela, she said finally made it on for a live. Wreath looks great as usual.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go with just this one. That one was a little, it's like a red orange. I was not happy with the color. So, to do our dovetail cut, we take our wired edges on our ribbon, we put those together, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut from the folded side where there's no wire to the side that has the wire right to the top point. So just like this, we'll give you like the perfect dovetail. So this will look really, really nice on our sign. So it's funny because we kept that one short, but that one actually has words on the sign. So this one I think I'm going to let it go a little longer. I always let it go longer because you can always make it shorter.
Kathy, we actually attached the stars on the turquoise wreath.
We just glued them
It's just hot glue. You hot glue the back of the star right to the burlap mesh, and it acts as a net and keeps it in place.
So in order to make our bow, I'm going to do 4 loops of this color, so 2 on each side. And I think, let's see, my tail is going to be...
Yep. Linda and
1, 2,
Linda
3.
said can't wait to try to make one. Sue and Sharon said love it. Libby, this should fit
Almost
between
10.
the storm door because it's only about 4 inches
It is.
deep.
And it, I mean, Steve and I sat here and took it and measured it. It's only 4 inches. This will fit perfectly. And like I said, even that one, if you take it and you lay the bow flat like this, if you laid it flat, it's still going to give you the look without looking like it's all compressed. So here we're just going to add a bow. It will add some height to it, but again, if you lay it flat when you close your storm door, it looks amazing.
This is on a 14-inch wreath, Donna.
Yep, and it only, like right now, if you look at it, it ends right at the 18-inch mark. So it's an 18-inch diameter. So we've only added 2 inches on either side, which is about what it should be, because if we're working with 5.5-inch deco mesh, it should only add 2 inches, give or take a little bit. I mean, it's not going to be 100% precise.
Yep, this is a standard 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath form.
And I like it because doing this method, you have the width between the rails to get, you know, to allow it to allow you to do it much easier. I wouldn't even know how to begin doing that on like an 18. I would probably just do 1.
Denise, for whatever reason, if it's glitching out on your end, close out and join back again, because we're actually
wired directly in.
we're not on Wi-Fi. We're hardwired right into our modem, so we haven't had any issues with glitching or sound lately for quite a while.
That has been a huge blessing. So I do have a 10-inch bow, or a 10-inch tail, so I'm taking this one to 10 inches. I'll do my dovetail cut again to finish that look. And then we'll add some other pops of color, like the green and probably the pumpkin one.
Hi Melody, she said this is the first time I've seen these videos. You're doing an awesome job. Looks easy.
Thank you.
Make sure you like and share, and she's also on YouTube. You can watch a ton of her videos on
I'm
YouTube.
everywhere now. We're on Pinterest, we're on Instagram, we're everywhere. And it's funny because people will find us on YouTube and don't know we exist on Facebook. And then you go over to your YouTube channel and they're like, I wish I could just watch you do it live. I'm like, well, come find us. So I've got an actual stealth splice here where they've attempted to splice the ribbon. And I don't like that look, even though it's going to be in my bow. So I'm actually going to cut this section out because I hate when they do that. but at least it's complete. And then start all over. So here, this is a green lame, and let's see. All the ribbon that I believe I'm going to use tonight came from Craft Outlet. I don't think that some of these colors are still in stock because people are buying them now. So I don't think like this plaid or the pumpkin is available yet.
Sandra said, hey, I love the wreath. Nancy Perry said, I make a lot of burlap wreaths and have never seen this method, but we'll definitely try it. Looks great.
You know what it's going to end up turning out to be? Like the bubble method was to deco mesh wreathers. This will be to burlap wreath makers. You'll be like, oh, I'm not going back to the other way of doing it. It's just not good. Yep. So.
Hi, Shirley Singleton.
This, the green ribbon, I can tell you is available through Craft Outlet. It's called their green lame ribbon, and I like it.
Donna Russo asked, what are you listed under Pinterest?
Pinterest?
Is it?
KatsCreationsNMore.
Okay.
Yeah, I left the 777 for now. When I'm ready for my website to go live, I'll change. It'll still be Kats Creations, but it has a different ending because I wanted it to be more than just creations, I guess. And it's funny because every single name that it came up with was taken. Like Steve was like, oh, do Kats Classic Creations? It's taken. So
she likes using bow dabber most of the time, but she also uses the Pro Bow.
I do. This one just because I'm just going something rustic and simple. So I've added my green. This was a 2.5, this is 1.5 inch. And what you're going to start to see too when you look at some of the online places like Craft Outlet, Trendy Tree, the Wreath Shop, is a lot of the 1.5 inch ribbon is gone. So you can find a lot of really cool patterns and colors, but they're the 2.5 inch. And then this one's a pumpkin print, and I like it because it's incorporating our pumpkins and pulling that back into the ribbon.
Hi, Sally. She said hi from New Jersey, first time watching.
Hi, Sally. Thank you for joining us.
So like it and share, and it'll share on your page, and click like and follow on Kats Creations page. And
yeah, we're always here on Friday nights at 5.
On Pacific time.
Yeah, Pacific time. So if you're ever using a bow dabber for the first time, the only thing that you need to know is the twist. So when you start anything, your right side fabric is facing you, and then you twist when you put it inside, and then you have the wrong side fabric. In this case, it's easy to tell because there's no sparkle. So then when you take it, I just turn it. It's just my thing. And then you twist and push it back in. That's all you're doing. And I'm just measuring my loops. And I go smaller as I go up, just like a bow naturally would. So these loops are just a touch, okay, a touch smaller.
Hi, Melody. Yeah, her Pinterest account is also KatsCreations777.
Instagram, KatsCreations777. YouTube, KatsCreations777. So yeah. This will be my last one. So twist and push it. That's all you do when you're making your bows. And then I'm going to do one final twist.
You got some good first time watchers coming in. Hi, Felita, and hi, Dixie.
Wow,
yeah, just like and share. So obviously, yeah, we're pretty far into it. So you can always go back and watch the replay. She'll post it
right when we finish.
Right when we finish onto our Kats Creations page.
So you can tell if you're in replay mode if right about here you don't see. Is it right here? You don't see.
I was zoomed in, so now I'm zoomed out.
Okay. Is it right here?
Yeah, right about that. Yeah.
Right here it says live in red. Yep. If there's nothing here, you're watching the replay. Because I'll always get people who do that. They'll actually start commenting in the middle of my replay. Yep. But that's how you can tell.
And she also has a private group that she does a lot of business tutorials and does other things besides wreath, like lantern swags and other fun stuff.
We do the others. It should just be the private group because we deal with the wreath side of it, but we're doing the other stuff like swags and specialty things. Like, what did we do last? We've done the sunflower wreath that everybody has or everyone wants, out of deco mesh. We've done that. What else did we do? The Christmas tree.
The Christmas tree, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's my bow. I'm trying to clean as I go. This makes when I finish much easier. So, do I have the thing? Yeah, it's in here. So in your Bodabra, you have this little device here, which just kind of compresses all your ribbon together. Just don't overly push down on it. Stick it back in the box. And then all I do, here's my pipe cleaner. I get that ready. You could use floral wire, you don't have to use a pipe cleaner. I'm just kind of keeping everything together. This one's kind of falling apart because I picked it up wrong, but it'll stay. Twist.
Susan said there's a bad news article for crafters about how bad glitter is for your body and for the environment.
Oh my word. What's next?
Everything's bad for us.
Everything, yeah. Coffee's good, coffee's bad. Chocolate's good, chocolate's bad. Whatever. So I am actually going to fluff my bow on my wreath, and I'm going to attach it the exact same way, which is, this is where I take it and I actually go in between. See, like right here,
Hi,
if
Carolyn,
I open this
Catherine.
up, you can see the actual rail. So this is where I'm going to take my bow chenille stem, and I'm actually going to go under.
Do you want your little...
I have it,
Okay.
but I don't need it. If I push my finger underneath there, I can actually pull it all the way through.
So of course it's a donate the glitter, duh.
Yeah. I mean, we're not the generation of Tide Pod eaters, right? Oh, we eat.
So
wait.
Carol and Catherine, welcome also. They're first time watchers.
But we were the paste eaters, right?
Yeah.
We ate
So
paste.
So on her Cat's Creation page, once she finishes, this will post to her public group, and then we'll also post it to her YouTube page.
Yeah. So I think I'm okay with where it's
And
at.
this wreath will be available on her Etsy page.
It already is. So if you like it, it's already there. So now I'm going to take these. Here's my fluff box. It's built into my wreath. So I'm just going to take it and pull out my 2.5 inch first. I want my tails under here. So I'm just going to move them around where I want them to go. Just like so. Do your fluffing. Grab your green ones. Move your tails where you want your tails to go. Have this one come out here. This one will come out here. Refluff your greens. And this green lame actually has like a metallic thread going through it. So it's really pretty. I'm just trying to get my fingers in the loops. Again.
Lindy said the bow looks perfect on that wreath.
Doesn't it?
Catherine, you can get the bow maker from really anywhere, from Michael's, Hobby Lobby,
The
Joann's, the Bodabra.
Yeah.
And you can use that 50 or 40% coupon on it. So
Yeah, use a coupon.
they're normally $15. You can probably get them for like $8 or $9.
Yeah, I think they're $15.99 retail, but then if you use your coupon, like Hobby Lobby's 40% off, or you can use your Michael's coupon. I'm actually going to take these and flip them. Open these two up. I'm just refluffing my bows, making them kind of go different directions. I'm going to cut this one a little bit shorter.
And Kat also has a private group. It's $17 a month for new members. And like I said, she does all sorts of Etsy classes and other types of wreaths and other types of swags. And it's going to be busy for Halloween and fall and Christmas.
Well, and we do discounts too. We have discounts on a lot of who we buy our supplies from.
Right, from Personally Yours to
quite a few.
Jane's front door or Jane's.
Right, and then there's
Yeah.
no additional fee for that either.
Right.
Like some people charge the add-ons, and we're like, throw it in the middle. Just include it. And then you get all the materials list too. So I'm just coming around and cutting everything to the length I want it to be. So that's just my preference.
Yep. Plus, on the private group, you get a list of all the materials that she uses for each wreath.
Both private and
Both
public.
private and the public. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vi. She replied.
She's on it.
She told everybody to.
Yeah. And then you get a great community too of amazing people who will just, they're there for you 100%. So I'm just refluffing my bows. And then it's entirely up to you. I think if you were to go in and add any additional embellishments to your wreath, like you could come back in, I'll show you. You could, looking at the colors, these ones are a little bright, a little too bright. Yeah, like these ones would be perfect. You could come back in, snip some of these off so they're not. You could come back in. I'm just going to lightly attach these so that you kind of get an idea. Once you start adding embellishments like this, then you start pulling away from that 4-inch door limit that storm doors require. So if you were doing this, I would not add the extra embellishments, but you could. If you were just doing it for someone who likes, you know, the burlap look, and you want to kind of pop your floral a little bit. I'm trying to get this to stay in there temporarily so you can kind of see what it looks like without gluing it in.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep, everybody. It's a great group in the private group. Great bunch of gals.
So you could pop some fall leaves in it. You could add some baby pumpkins, add some stuff in here too. You can add little ears of corn.
Indian corn.
But the minute that you start to build here, you've diminished the storm door issue.
Right.
So keeping it simple, keeping it, I mean, I don't think the couple leaves that if you wanted to attach that would pose a really big issue for you. So let's see what it looks like on our door. I'm going to take this one down.
Trisha, no problem. Just message Kat. She said she thinks her 3 months are up at the end of July.
Oh,
So just message her.
yeah. I'm like, no big deal. If
You're
you're not
good.
sure, just let me know and I'll tell you.
Yep, Lenore, that's what she did. Obviously, she added a bow just like she did in regular deco mesh.
Yep. Exactly. And now here's where I'm fluffing on my little critters.
Yep.
I think that's okay, right? There we go. That's it. It's short and sweet and simple. Wow, that one goes way up here. I didn't see that.
It's alright. It looks good.
Okay. So that's how you make your burlap wreaths. So all the ones that you guys have seen me make from, okay, not the patriotic, because the patriotic one I just shared yesterday was made out of the burlap jute 21-inch deco mesh using a poof. But this is for the customer who wants storm door. So aside from rag wreath, this will be your saving grace. You'll be able to use it with this color. You can change out your signs. I wouldn't go overly big with your sign because the outside of your wreath is only 18 inches in diameter. If you went with something as far as like a 12-inch sign, it might feel like the sign is too big for the wreath. So when you're deciding, keep 8 to maybe 10 inches will probably be the most big.
A lot of them are asking you to bring your blue wreath up so they can see it.
Yeah.
And Lenore, yes, you could do little bows around the outside, just like you attach them in that big bow.
Absolutely.
You could do little bows all the way around.
You guys have seen me on, what did I do? When I did the one, it was a custom order for a customer who wanted primitive, which was the first time I'd ever heard the word primitive. But all it means is more rustic, using more natural fibers. So it forced me out of my comfort zone, number one, to learn a different technique. I wanted it more ruffle and not the pull through method that you're used to seeing with loops. I wanted ruffles, like scrunches. So it was just researching and researching. But yeah, you could, what was the one that I did? It was live, love, laugh.
Yeah.
So we had taken like the blocks of letters or the signs, they were all on separate signs. So it started here and went here and went here, and then the customer wanted what's called pip berries. They're the little tear-shaped berries on a branch.
Right.
And they wanted those incorporated into the entire design, along with, oh, where is it? I bet we could do it with this. Let me show you one of the things that you can do without impeding that width. Let me show you how to do this really quick.
Tail.
Yeah, you can add a little ribbon tail to it, because that's what we did on that one with a gingham ribbon.
Everybody's saying beautiful, love it, and if you want, we can hold the blue wreath up.
Yeah, give me just 1 second. So let me kind of do this. So this is what we did to the other one. Basically what we did is we created a ribbon tail. So this is a 11-inch tail that I've made. Folded it in half so that we can find middle. And then what we did is we incorporated floral wire to this, kind of made it little V. And then the same technique, you would find your rail, and I'm just gonna tuck these in.
Michelle, the sign is from Personally Yours
But
on Etsy. Personal, and then Lee is L-E-E, and then yours from Etsy.
just like that. And you can make these to go all the way around. You can add like a little pumpkin or a little pine cone or something. And we did that. We kind of in and out a whole bunch of different ones. We made some kind of go on the inside, some kind of go on the outside. And because this isn't utilizing any more space, you can keep those on a storm door. So you would just run those under your number 2 or number 3 rails, wherever you want to put those. And then just floral wire them in.
Yep.
So I might end up doing that and adding some all the way through. But yeah, you could definitely incorporate that.
So see, Lenore, yeah, you could put those tails or put little bows in just like that.
Exactly, all the way around in just random places. You could do a half bow. You could do a little bow, like a bow like this, and put that in on a much smaller scale. So that's what this one was. It's the exact same thing. If we flip it over, it's the exact same process all the way around. So exactly the exact same way. And now that a lot of the stores are coming out with the pumpkin color and the green, you could do it all orange, and then up here at the top maybe just add a little green, or add in some greenery, and then just add in like a stem, a little brown stem, and make it a pumpkin.
So where did you get the turquoise burlap?
Walmart.
Walmart.
All Walmart, right? Yes, Walmart. Yeah. I was trying to think, because I had originally bought this color to go with Kaylee's wedding, and then she changed it to navy blue, so I was like, great, now I have burlap. Wait, burlap, I learned that new method. We can throw that in and make this for storm door. And then Lee's sign fit in perfectly that says, I'll see you at the beach. And the minute I took this sign and laid it into this teal, it was just like, it was made for this wreath. And then we just added the starfish. We incorporated the little scallop shell just to kind of make it a simple but nice thin, if you guys look at the side, it's not very thick.
Yeah.
And then if you just lay your bows down, it'll fit right in on your storm door.
Both of these signs are from Personally Yours on Etsy. Yep.
Yeah, I like them because she makes them in a smaller size. So this worked really, really well for doing it in a burlap wreath. I wouldn't go any bigger. So, and then nitpicky, so I'll fluff my bows. Okay, do you guys have any questions at all about the process or anything that I can answer for you?
You want to bring the other one back off the door so they can see a little bit closer?
Yeah. Move this one over here. Yeah, because I think what I'll do is I might go back in and add these.
Some little tails?
Yeah, I might add just some little pops of color. So, again, option not. You can leave it that way and just leave it very simplified. Maybe just add a couple pairings of the fall colored leaves because it's incorporated in our sign. And I think you'll be okay.
Yep.
So, okay. So for Sunday, for the private group, can you hand me that thing that you have sitting right there?
Yep.
I'm going to show you. You guys had asked for door swag for Halloween. So Sunday's private group, this is to show you what we do in our private group. It's not really an advanced group, but we do different things than the wreaths. We are taking this little guy here. He's a little ghost. He comes in 2 pieces. He's going to be on our door swag that we're making Sunday at 5. So he just came in on Thursday. Where did I get him from? Craft Outlet, I think.
Yeah.
They got him back in stock. So only needed 1 to make our door swag, but our door swag will be a vertical, like a rectangle shaped door swag. So with a rail form, using this guy and some deco mesh and some fun Halloween ribbon. So that's the difference between public versus private, plus all the perks of getting materials list, discounts. You get the access to the entire library, so everything that we've had in there since February, so you'll have access to. But if you're interested, it'll be at the top of our Kats Creations Facebook page the minute this video ends and goes into replay status. It'll be there if you want to sign up. We'd love to have you.
Yep.
And I think that's it, right?
Yep. Like I said, it's at the top of your Kats Creations page, how to sign up.
Yeah. And you can pick and choose. You can stay a month, you can leave, but the rates never go up once you become a permanent member. Permanent member.
Zola, yeah. What colors does the burlap comes at Walmart? You can get them in a bunch of different colors.
There's so many different colors.
Black, blue.
Yeah, I
aqua.
have a royal blue. I have the teal. I have this color. It comes in orange. Comes in green. I think Hobby Lobby even has like red, but before you ever choose a color, pull the deco or the burlap out and feel it. Is it bendable? Is it soft? Is it pliable? If it's not, then it's a painted burlap. Don't get that, because this method will just be like the bane of your existence. You will not want to ever touch burlap again. So hopefully that helps.
Yep, Juanita, she actually folds the burlap in half over rail 2. Yep.
Just like so. All I'm doing is I fold it just like this. This is going on a rail, and I'm just pushing it into little scrunches.
And the rail is inside, yep, between the 2.
Just like that. So, literally just like that.
Peggy asked, are you going to do a public on Sunday as well like you did last week?
Probably not, because we're going to go visit Steve's dad because his dad's not doing so good. So we're going to go spend some time with family this weekend. So probably not.
Yeah.
That's pretty much about it.
Everybody's saying thank you. Have a great evening. Happy Friday, everybody.
I know. Have a great weekend. And like I said, see my group on Sunday at 5. And we'll talk to you then. If anything changes, just keep checking my Kats Creations page. If anything, like we decide to do some crazy live, it'll always be a last minute announcement.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Sometimes we do the live shopping.
Yeah, exactly. I know we've been hitting Michael's up and we haven't seen anything at Michael's lately. But there's an ultimate field trip coming, like the ultimate field trip. I'm just waiting for Lindy to get her wholesaler's card so we can take you to a wholesale warehouse. And we're going to do live from there if we don't get caught.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend and thank you for joining me. Good night, everybody.